Hello and welcome to New Frontiers on CCTV International. I'm Qi Xiaojun in Beijing. And today we're continuing with our major series about Chinese civilization. Way back in time, at the dawn of Chinese civilization, the allied forces of Huang Di, that's the Yellow Emperor, and Yan Di defeated Chi You. Subsequently, a process began by which the various tribes scattered across Chinese territory merged, and this laid the foundation for the Chinese nation to develop. What followed was the Bronze Age, which coincided with China's Xia dynasty some 4,000 years ago. Now, the development of bronze smelting had a profound social impact. Communities became more settled around copper and tin mines, the two metals that form bronze alloy. Workshops were established where the bronze was fashioned into food vessels and into weapons of war.
The emergence of bronze smelting and bronze vessels marked the time in which China entered a great Bronze Age that was to last more than 1,500 years through the Xia, Shang, and Zhou dynasties. And it was in this period of world civilization that ancient China began to make great advances. The bronze vessels discovered in China are first in the world in terms of quantity and degree of exquisite craftsmanship. Also appearing in the Bronze Age are the oracle bone inscriptions of the Shang dynasty found in the Yin ruins. These oracle bone inscriptions mark the beginning of the time in China from which objects and era can be identified by characters. Around 4,000 years ago, there was a massive flood across the land of China, the first large-scale natural disaster to be recorded in the history of China. Many people were killed, others deprived of their homes. In the fight between people and nature, there appeared a great hero named Da Yu, who led the people to harness the rivers and control the flooding, enabling the people to live and work in peace and contentment.
大禹的这个最根本的精神，代表了中华民族的一种最根本的精神，就是一种依靠自己、自我牺牲而造福于别人的这样一种大爱的精神。比如说大禹吧，他就是当时这个洪水滔天的时候，别的民族的神话讲到洪水，多半是说某一个神给他什么指示，比如说挪亚方舟，他可以这个神告诉他大水要来了，然后他就造一个小船，然后他就躲在这个船里边。可是在中国呢，不是这样的，不是依靠神，也不是依靠别人，而是依靠自己的力量去艰苦奋斗，这一点是很突出的。
Modern science has proved that at the end of the glacial period, there was indeed a worldwide flood on the Earth, and that it was caused by the warming of the global climate. This great flood has become a remote memory of all peoples everywhere in the world. But the difference between the various fables and legends of China and those of other countries lies in the fact that the name Da Yu is clearly recorded in an ancient document, and that he is closely related to the beginning of a nation. Because of his success in harnessing the flood, Da Yu became universally respected and was raised to the status of head of a tribal alliance that was the Chinese nation of the time. Eventually, he established the Xia dynasty, the earliest dynasty in China's history.
这个文明的形成的一个很重要的标志是国家的形成，是吧？那么这个有了国家 有着这个社会上的这种公共的这样的这个人与人之间有统治与被统治关系的这么一种结构，是吧？那么这个从历史上来看，这是文明形成的一个重要标志那么可是从考古学上来看我们还可以有一些比较具体的从物质文化角度来看的一些标准。
国家的出现是文明社会到来的标志，但是国家的出现，我们怎么样来判断是不是出现了国家？那就应该是看它的都城、都邑是不是出现。它任何一个国家总要有一个首都，它有一个很大规模的这种都城遗址的出现。
The capital city not only served as the political, economic and cultural center of a dynasty, but also as an embodiment of the development of human civilization. Many sensational archaeological discoveries have been made related to capitals, particularly when exploring the civilizations of remote antiquity. In 1959, while referring to passages in ancient documents, well-known archaeologist Xu Xuxiong conducted an investigation in areas where people of the Xia dynasty were known to have been active. In the process, he discovered many pottery fragments at Arlitou village in Yanshi County, Henan province. His knowledge of the field led him to consider that he might have found the site of an ancient capital city. Later at Arlitou, archaeologists unearthed the foundations of 2 large palace sites, the earliest ever found in China.
然后内部我们发现，这个不仅发现了夯土的基址、宫殿的基址，而且发现当时已经有中轴线的这样一种布局。中轴线大家可以想象，故宫这种前后几座院落、几座宫殿的院落，然后呢有同一个中轴线这样一个，我们可以现在有把握的说，中轴线的这样一种理念，在夏代的后期，在二里头遗址已经出现了。
Bronze vessels, turquoise inlaid bronze plaques with animal face designs, and jade axes were unearthed from a number of medium and small-sized tombs. According to ancient records, Da Yu divided the land into 9 states, and after collecting bronze resources from all over the country, he had 9 ding cast to represent the area of his nation. And indeed, a bronze ding was found at the Arlitou site, and it is the earliest found so far. Was it one of the 9 ding cast by Da Yu? Were these bronze vessels made by the Xia people?
在10万平方米的宫城的南部，紧接着就有一个围墙围绕着区域。这个区域当中，我们发现了大规模的铸铜的作坊遗址，发现了制作这个绿松石的遗址，而且这个青铜器制造作坊制作的东西，我们看到就是这些青铜容器。主要是青铜容器，可以看出这个作坊在宫城附近的作坊就是为夏王朝这个王室服务的，而且呢，出土这些青铜器也表明这些青铜器就是在二里头遗址制作的。
Unfortunately, very few Xia dynasty bronzewares have ever been found. Still, we know that it was during this period that the techniques were developed for bronze working to flourish in the ensuing Shang dynasty.
Around the 17th century BC, the Xia dynasty ended and the Shang dynasty began, and it is said that the 9 ding made by Da Yu passed down to the Shang dynasty.
夏，它的版头并不大，大体上相当于现在的河南的中西部和山西的南部。在整个中国，或者在这个时候文明已经正在形成这个阶段来讲，它只占一个小块地方。当时到了商，形势就大变。商代的势力相当于现在的中国的相当大一个地方。
It is thought that the ancestors of the Shang people might have come from the ancient Dongyi nationality, and that later they mingled with the Huaxia nationality in central China. Culturally, the differences between the Shang people and the Xia people were not great. In the spring of 1983, just 6 kilometers from the Arlito site, archaeologists discovered the site of an ancient city with an area of more than 1.9 million square meters. This city, dated to the early period of the Shang dynasty 3,600 years ago, was built near the capital of the Xia dynasty. It was built there in order to show the 3,000 or so smaller surrounding states that the Shang dynasty lay at the center of the land. In ancient times, areas around the middle reaches of the Yellow River, located in the center of China, were known both as Huaxia and the Central Plain. After the founding of the Xia dynasty, the several thousand years of Chinese history that followed unfolded with Huaxia and the Central Plain at the core. The Central Plain became a political, economic, cultural and ideological furnace, while the broad-minded people of the Huaxia nation came to symbolize the strong power of cohesion and creativity of Chinese civilization. As rule over the land was consolidated and became increasingly stable, the Shang dynasty built an even larger capital city 100 kilometers east of Yanchi. Today, that city is referred to as the Shang city of Zhengzhou. Half a century ago, archaeologists tried with limited success to reveal the secrets of the Shang city. But then at the end of 1989, a farmer in Xiaoshuangqiao village, Zhengzhou, dug up a bronze object, clearly from the era of the Shang dynasty, that might have been fixed to a palace gate. A huge wooden stake had once stood on the base of this stone stele, and what it supported then would most likely have been the palace of the Shang dynasty. Also found in the Shang city of Zhengzhou was China's earliest porcelain, and it reveals that Shang people knew how to apply glaze to their pottery. They also knew how to use bronze and did so to create ritual vessels, weapons and tools for use in daily life and for production purposes. Among the items excavated from the Shang city of Zhengzhou was a large bronze ding. It is 1 meter in height and weighs 86 kilograms. People today regard these large bronze ritual vessels as a testament to the glorious achievements of the Shang dynasty.
所以商是一个强势的发展的一个阶段。那么商在物质文化上有些什么大的成就呢？第一个当然还是青铜器，这个青铜器啊，它就种类就更多，体量更大，花纹更精细。 当然，铸造就更困难，它所承载的技术上的、艺术上的、宗教上的、思想上的这些意蕴呢，就更丰富。
Around the year 1300 BC, King Pangang of the Shang dynasty moved the dynasty's capital city to Yin, and Yin would remain the capital until the year 1046 BC. The ruins of Yin were referred to by a later Han dynasty historian, but the location of the ruins was lost and remained a mystery for many hundreds of years. But then at the end of the 19th century, a farmer in Xiaotun village in Anyang City, Henan province, dug up some animal bones known as dragon bones, which he then sold to a drugstore because their value was far greater than his entire harvest of grain for a year. We don't know how many of these dragon bones were ground into powder to be consumed as Chinese traditional medicine, but it was not until the autumn of 1899 that someone realized their true value. That person was Wang Yirong, at the time a well-known antiquarian and epigraphist. While buying materials to be used in the preparation of some herbal medicines, he noticed some symbols carved into the bones he was purchasing, and that the symbols were very similar to inscriptions seen on items of bronze. He immediately bought all the dragon bones the store had to offer, and after carefully studying them, he concluded that the symbols they bore were characters that were even older than those used in inscriptions on bronze articles. The dragon bones were, in fact, oracle bones from the Shang dynasty era. Wang Yirong had made a major discovery, and with it, He became the first person to discover and collect oracle bones dating back to the Shang dynasty. But just where had these oracle bones, kept secretly by dealers in such antiquities for so long, actually come from? After years of investigation, another epigraphist, Luo Zhenyu, guessed that the oracle bones might have been unearthed from Shaotuan in the town of Anyang in Henan province. And so in the spring of 1915, Luo went to Shaotuan to carry out an investigation. Before long, he realized that Shaotuan was not only the place where the oracle bones had been unearthed, but that it was also the site of the capital city of the Shang dynasty. What he had found was the Yin ruins, as referred to by Han Dynasty historians more than 2,000 years ago. Following Luo Zhenyu, famous scholar Wang Guowei carried out textual research on the names of the Shang dynasty kings and their lineage, as recorded in Sima Qian's Records of the Historian. He found that the records in Sima Qian's work agreed with the details carved on the oracle bones and tortoise shells. This proved that history records concerning the Shang dynasty were surprisingly accurate.
甲骨文在1899年得到发现和鉴定，是吧？这件事情不但是中国这个学术上的大事，应该说是全世界的科学史上都是大书特书的一件事啊。现在这个世界的一些讲文化史啊，这个科学史的一些书籍，是吧，都要记载到甲骨文的发现。 为什么呢？因为甲骨文的发现呢，它这个不但是这个发现了前所未人没有看到过的这样一种这个重要的古代的这个历史的文献材料而且它最重要的一点是使这个中国的现代考古学得到奠定，因为中国的现代考古学呢就是在殷墟开始。
The Yin ruins are significant, not only for the discovery of the oracle bones, they also tell us a great deal about China at the height of the Bronze Age. Well, in July 2006, the Yin ruins value was recognized when UNESCO named them as a World Cultural Heritage Site.
The discovery of the Yin ruins meant that a great gateway to the Shang dynasty that had been closed for more than 3,000 years had been reopened. But what kind of a world would be revealed as a result? These are the famous Yin ruins located to the northwest of the city of Anyang in Henan province. Over a period of 254 years, Yin, the capital city of Shang, experienced the rule of more than 12 kings over 8 generations. And here, the palaces of those kings and their ancestral temples have been discovered. So far, more than 70 sets of construction foundations have been found in the areas where the palace once stood, and they have revealed that the palaces of the city of Yin were more magnificent in terms of architecture than the royal houses in the Shang dynasty cities of Yanzhou and Zhangzhou. They reveal the striking achievements of the Shang people in what was a glorious time in China's Bronze Age. The area of the Yin ruins so far revealed covers some 20 square kilometers. At present, archaeologists are excavating a road in the city dating back to the Shang dynasty. This road was nearly 10 meters wide, big enough for 4 carriages running side by side. Today, we can enter the halls of the city of Yin, the capital city of the Shang dynasty. Combining horses with carts was a great innovation in the history of human civilization, and it was one that accelerated the course of human history. The structure of a Shang dynasty chariot was very complicated, and the art and craft of making one had reached perfection. To kings, princes, and aristocrats of the Shang dynasty, possessing a carriage symbolized royal status, and owning a fine chariot was an aim well worth pursuing. This is the character for king. When it appears in oracle bone inscriptions, it means the ruler of a country, and it evolved from the character for battle axe. At first, the battle axe was used as a kind of practical weapon, but later it became a ritual article. So far, no more than 10 bronze battle axes have been found at the Yin ruins, and this indicates that only a few people could possess one. Shang Dynasty troops were armed with what were at the time the best bronze weapons in the world. They wore bronze helmets and they wore leather suits of armor. Thousands upon thousands of bronze weapons have been unearthed from Shang tombs, including various kinds of bronze daggers and sharp bronze spears. It seems that every adult male had to be prepared to be called upon at any moment to become a lion-hearted fighter for the Shang Dynasty. In 1976, Chinese archaeologists discovered a Shang Dynasty tomb which, while not particularly large, was highly important as it had never been looted. Inside were thousands of burial articles, including some 468 items of bronze of various types, and some of the types had never been seen before. After removing stains and rust marks from the bronze articles, archaeologists could make out phrases. This one reads Simu Xin, Fu Hao, and Hao, indicating the name of the same person. Fu Hao was the wife of Wu Ding, king of the Shang Dynasty, and her name appears as many as 250 times in oracle inscriptions carved on bones and tortoise shells. Up to now, the tomb of Fu Hao is the only tomb of a Shang Dynasty royal family member found at the Yin ruins, for which the occupant and his or her status can be confirmed, and it also includes oracle inscriptions. Not only was Fu Hao highly involved in the state affairs of her era, she was also China's first female general. Fu Hao is also believed to have been a beauty. She had no less than 490 different hairpins, enabling her to appear every day with a new face in front of King Wu Ding. No less than 755 articles of jade have been unearthed from the tomb of Fu Hao, and they include a jade bird, jade horse, jade tiger, jade dragon, and jade phoenix. All of them are lifelike in appearance and reveal that the aristocrats of the era domesticated many pets, including large animals such as the elephant and bear. An elephant pit discovered at the Yin ruins contained a small elephant with a bronze bell tied around its neck.
Clearly, the Shang Dynasty was a time of dramatic improvement in terms of bronze casting techniques. We need look no further than the fabulous items uncovered from the tomb of Fu Hao for evidence of this. But there is one thing that puzzled the archaeologists and historians. Such a rich trove of treasure must have taken vast quantities of copper ore to produce. Yet no traces of copper ore have ever been found in the vicinity of the Yin ruins. So Where did the ore come from? For the answer to this question, please tune in next time. And thank you for staying with us on today's New Frontiers. I'm Ji Xiaojun from CCTV International. Bye for now.